Hollywood Down Under. All the stars, all the stunts, all the action of a working movie studio. Right in the heart of Australia's premier playground. Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast. It's Bugs Bunny and friends home away from home in the great southern land.
Come to Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast. Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
We'll tour a unique movie-themed park. Ride the Aussie Loop. See why Scooby-Doo describes his ride as the scariest in the world. And meet a man who's more Austin Powers than the Shagadelic Spy himself.
Swing it!
Australia's Gold Coast has some of the most beautiful and pristine surfing beaches in the world. Hundreds of thousands of people flock here every year to enjoy its year-round sun and warm water. And chances are the people you lie next to on the beach are in town making movies. Because Australia is giving Hollywood a run for its money. International blockbusters like Scooby-Doo, The Matrix, and Star Wars were all produced down under. And like any good studio, there's a theme park right next door. The park's attractions, shops, food outlets, and rides flank Movie World's Main Street. Since it opened in 1991, more than 10 million visitors have witnessed our most famous cartoons come to life. But it's not just the Warner's characters which bring people to Movie World on the Gold Coast. Ever wondered what sheer terror mixed with excitement looks like? You're about to find out. Watch these faces and listen to the screams. These two daredevils are suspending their lives for 2 minutes while they thrill to the power of Movie World's biggest coaster. Here's the front seat view of the Lethal Weapon roller coaster. Hold on to your seat while we give you the fast speed 20-second version.
This is James. Go ahead, Stuart.
Yeah, James, the poles are now in Main Street. Just got to put them out, and that'll be that.
10407. Thank you.
James is the ears and eyes of the park. Even when he's lying down on the job, if you're not having a good time, he wants to know all about it.
G'day. This is the actual boat that was used in Batman Forever. It was blown up, but it was rebuilt. I've been asking to take it for a spin on the Broadwater, but no one seems to want to let me.
It's a tough job, but someone has got to do it.
I'm gonna get wet. I'm gonna get wet. But this is what I do to the company.
Getting wet is all part of the fun at the Wild West Adventure Ride. And the secret to staying dry is to look for discarded ponchos at the beginning of the queue. They're often left there, and it might just save you from needing a change of clothes.
I'm going raw today. We'll see just how wet I get.
The ride takes you through a genuine Wild West ghost town, freshly shot up by the bad guys from any Hollywood Western.
Here we go.
But it's not the town which gets your heart racing.
Took it like a man. Took it like a man.
A very wet man. But it's all in a day's work for a Movie World supervisor.
Bit damp, but working well.
The Movie World experience doesn't necessarily stop at the studio gate. Right next door at Wet n Wild Park, the action is hot and the ride's cool. race your friends, or see how many you can fit on a tube. The biggest feature of this attraction is the 9 million gallon pool, complete with rolling surf. There's always a lifeguard standing by. They're trained professionals ready to dive in should you get in trouble. And if you imagine all Aussie lifeguards are bronzed young men, think again. Women are just as competent. There's just not as many of them.
Over summer we probably have about 50-50, half females, half males, which is quite good actually, but over winter it does drop off a bit and there is more males than females, but we all do the job just as well as each other, and the females are definitely as competent as the males for sure.
The secret to combining Wet n Wild Park with its Movie World stablemate is to stay after dark. Take a pool, a balmy night, and a passion for the pictures, and you have what's called a dive-in movie. All through the summer, you can cool your heels and watch the latest Hollywood hits. And if you're in luck, the whole cast of a movie will walk off the set and right into this unique outdoor theater. Tonight, Scooby-Doo the Movie is top billing. The audience settles, rubber tubes and all. Seeing Scooby on the big screen, it's hard to believe the whole picture was made less than a quarter mile away at Warner Brothers Studios. That's the magic of the movies. John Menzies is general manager of Movie World, and for 30 years he's been developing what was originally a small water ski show into a world-class, multifaceted theme park. But even John knows who the real boss is.
Who's my favourite Warner Brothers character? Bugs. Of course, he's the chairman of the board.
Bugs Bunny made his screen debut in 1938, but he didn't get to utter those famous words, "What's up, Doc?" in his nasal Brooklyn accent until 2 years later. His Looney Tunes career since then has been nothing short of stellar. More than 150 cartoons, features, TV specials, even an Oscar. He's won the hearts of millions worldwide. And here's something to chew over. Ironically, the famous voice of Bugs, voiceover expert Mel Blanc, was allergic to carrots. Bugs and his pals even have their own special part of Movie World. This is where the young, and the young at heart, can hang out. A colorful land with Looney Tunes-inspired rides. If you're not ready for the fast roller coasters elsewhere in the park, then ease yourself and the family into a gentler ride on the Roadrunner. Or tell the youngsters to go play in the traffic. Even a mini superhero in the making can practice his driving skills. And what is it about water that makes children just want to get wet? So keep your eyes peeled, because at any time, a real Looney Tunes character may just decide to take a ride with you. All the characters have to look the part. Any dedicated Warner's cartoon fan would pick an imposter from miles away. And here in the wardrobe department, each costume is meticulously planned and put together, individually crafted to suit the actor underneath. Countless costumes have been made here.
In 11 years, we've just made thousands of them, but we probably have currently about 1,500 patterns at hand that we use currently, and if we make a costume, we might have to make 10 or 12 of the same costume, so it adds up.
Being a Warner's Movie World character is the most sought-after job on the lot. And why wouldn't it be? You get to play the characters which enchanted you on TV as a child, or thrilled you with the movies. All you need is a good costume, the right attitude, and a touch of something that can only be called star quality.
Youngest baby to the oldest granddad loves our characters. They're the icons. Everyone loves Bugs Bunny, Tweety, all the girls love Batman and Robin. So it means a lot to everyone. No matter what nationality you are, they love our characters.
We'll be doing character interaction first. We're looking for lots of energy. We need to bring our characters to life out there. So the bigger the better. If you feel silly, you're probably looking great. So really go for it.
For Warner Brothers street characters, it all starts here.
Tara and Claire are our dance captains, and Leach Werrib is our suit captain.
The inflection in the voices, obviously you can hear at times Daffy's getting frustrated, he's getting a little angry, Bugs is getting a little bit peeved too at times, so that's something that we want to see come out in your movements.
This is where dreams are made. A small shed on the studio backlot, and a character casting session is underway.
Well, this flea-bitten critter here, he's obviously getting a bit fired up, so I really want you to be demonstrating that part of it.
Up-and-coming actors and wannabe film stars rub shoulders with teenagers just out of school, hoping to get a break playing some of the world's most recognized and loved movie icons.
I've actually wanted to work in the movie world since the first time I came here was when I was 4 years old.
The characters required lots of energy, and I think I'm someone who just needs to get rid of a lot of energy.
The judges are all experienced movie world character actors. They're looking for people with energy, a sense of fun, and who can fit into a medium-sized character suit.
He's going to be going, woohoo, woohoo! So I want that to be lively. It's not just a wave of an arm.
Melanie Marshall and her team have a keen eye for what works on the movie world streets.
When you're in a suit, you may feel like you're doing something like over the top, but because the suit just covers so much of you...
Bigger
sort of
is
like,
always better.
Like this.
But once in costume, these actors are to be the ambassadors of the park for hundreds of thousands of visitors. They have to be friendly, funny, cute, and above all, cuddly. Even when sweltering under pounds of foam padding in the hot Australian sun. Two of the park's favorite stars show the newcomers how it's done.
I've heard about professional jealousy, but this is just ridiculous.
Daffy, can't you two behave like grown Looney Tunes?
Let the greater, the most talented duck take over the airwaves of the Gold Coast. Okay, pal, but you only get one chance.
Hey!
Have these young actors got what it takes to be the next Bugs or Daffy? Every actor has to be multi-skilled. A character in a suit may also be a dancer in another part of movie world. After all, if you can't see an actor's face, then they can be any number of roles. And here's a secret. Visitors will never know whether they're hugging a man or a woman in that Bugs Bunny suit.
My favourite characters would have to be Bugs Bunny, of course, because he's cute and he's my favourite, but I wouldn't say that with Daffy over my shoulder, of course. And also Batman. Every girl loves Batman. Characters every day.
Just like a scene from the movie A Chorus Line, dance captain Tara Fletcher puts the young hopefuls through their paces. And they have to learn the routine on the spot. There's no rehearsals or first night nerves, just dance. One shot, and if you can prove to Melanie's team you had the energy, the smile, coordination, and sassiness to be a character, then the job is yours. Provided, that is, you're better than the person dancing next to you.
Do you want to have a look at what we've got? This is what we've culled and the marks we've culled on.
The cut down is brutal. Marshall's team knows exactly what they're looking for, and height and looks determine the judge's first decision.
As we said, it is a process of elimination, and it is on a lot of things, on heights, the actual characters that we are looking for, and we are very specific on that. So if I call your name, please stay. We are keeping these people: Rachel Skyling, number 16, Bianca Wise, 25, and Michelle Warman, 23.
For some, it's a long walk home. For others, success and a victory toast. For any actor, the costume dispensary. The first role for these new Movie World employees will be the famous Taz, the Tazzy Devil. He's been a Looney Tunes since 1954. And naturally enough, in his home country of Australia, he's a crowd favorite. What you may not have known is that he's actually based on a real animal called the Tasmanian Devil. Here's the real thing: a relatively shy native of Australia's southern island. With that oversized head and body, the cartoon character looks nothing like the wild animal.
Oh, look at that Tassie Devil, he'll get you.
Which is probably a good thing. Imagine meeting that in the Aussie bush. At Warner Brothers Movie World on Australia's Gold Coast, there are always reminders that you're not far from a working movie lot. It might be the World War II plane soaring overhead. Or, like actors waiting for their cue, this baby lion and adult tiger are having a break from shooting the movie Peter Pan.
The credibility of our theme park here is the fact that we make this as part of the Movie World complex, and we're enticing a number of the major productions in here to make big movies. So it helps the theme park. People come in, even though they can't go and sit down and watch a movie being made, they know that the credibility of the park lies in the fact that Warner Brothers is a massive movie maker, has tremendous product, and boy, it's going to be fun.
Warner's theme parks boss, John Menzies, knows the park inside out. Movie World actually began its life as SeaWorld, where John was in their water ski show. He soon realized the park had to grow, and the next step was roller coasters.
I started being a theme park junkie back in 1973. I visited most of the big theme parks around the world and became absolutely hooked. In fact, that was why we started to put SeaWorld into the theme park world and started to put in rides. In fact, the first big ride we put at SeaWorld was the Corkscrew, and I hated roller coasters. They made me throw up all the time, every time I got near one. But at the end of the day, after about 3 or 4 years of riding nearly every coaster in the world, I was looking for the highest, fastest, and the scariest coaster.
Watch out for John in the grounds of Movie World, SeaWorld, and Wet n Wild. Feedback from park guests is the best way he knows to improve the parks, and he pops up in the most surprising places.
So I put helicopters in the park back in 1976, so we've been running machines around here, taking tourists around. I'm a commercial pilot. I fly Sundays myself and take the tourists for a run, so it's a way of life, it's not a job.
Have a look at these faces in the crowd. One of these people may be the next Hitchcock or Spielberg.
Where's my other sound technician?
Movie World's movie magic lets them in on the tricks of the trade.
Hi, welcome to Movie World sound effects stage.
Mel Gibson is master of ceremonies, and he tells budding film directors the secret to getting perfect sound effects.
I did the sound effects for my movie Lethal Weapon 2. I hope you enjoyed seeing how that was done as much as I enjoyed making the film.
Thank you, Mel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with the help of my 3 professional sound technicians...
Then you can try yourself.
Nice and loud, Mel. And splash!
When you've discovered the secret to perfect sound, you can visit the set of the movie Memphis Belle and see the real model of World War II bombers which were used in the film. On the big screen, these tiny guns look amazingly real.
Captain, your squadron leader has instructed you to bomb Germany. For the benefit of our audience, will you please point in the direction you're going to be flying?
Give us a thumbs up to show us you're ready for takeoff. There we go, grab the joystick and I'll activate the cameras.
Using the magic of blue screen technology, the sets come to life on the big screen.
She's coming across your nose. Look sharp!
Let this bell, you're losing altitude. Pull up, pull up!
What are you doing? You're losing altitude. Pull up!
Mayday! How about a huge round of applause for our two pilots?
Once you've mastered the models and special effects, you can check out the real action. The Police Academy Stunt Show has taken its inspiration from the Madcap Police Academy movie series. Movie World's stunt team has put together the hottest live-action show in the Southern Hemisphere.
The helicopter crashes. Obviously there's a big fireball and the pilot comes running out on fire. So that's what we've got happening right now.
I'm on fire!
Okay, you alright? I'm good. Beautiful. Some big gear there. You want to jack it off?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Yeah, nice and warm.
Each stunt actor has had years of training, learning to fall, surviving burns, and driving like a maniac. All in the name of getting that one good shot for a film and to put on a good show for the audience. Next, you might think this shot was taken by a camera mounted on the car, but keep watching. The camera pulls back. The car is spinning around the cameraman. Pinpoint accuracy and a terrific action shot. It is in the controls. Don't try this with your family car.
Okay, we've got a button on the floor. It's called a line locker. And what it does is it isolates the rear brakes. So all I need to do is stand my foot on the brakes and just the back brakes lock up. Enables us to do slides like this. Then we turn them back off again when we want all the brakes to work. Then we just use the power to drive us through our slides and our donuts. So I've got the line locker on now. And flick the car the right direction. Won't go where you want it to. During donut, the trick is to keep the ramps and your steering even and don't hit the gutters. If you're going to hit anything, it's going to be a gutter and it'll peel your wheel off real fast. And then we'll finish off with our slide down the other end.
Renee Bowen is proof stunt work isn't all for the boys.
You mention stunt woman to people and they go, oh, you're crazy, but it's up to the individual. You know, I don't have to prove anything, and that was why I took a lot of time to actually decide whether or not to get into this.
Renee also works in the movies. Most recently being the stunt shot right next door at the Movie World Studios.
I remember when I first got into Police Academy, which was about 3 years ago, I was petrified because I hadn't really done anything with cars. I'd done a defensive driving course, but that's nothing. It's nothing like what you have to do here.
If you've ever toyed with the idea of being a stuntman or woman, you've probably wondered what the hardest thing would be. Maybe the falls. Maybe being set on fire. In fact, it's learning to drive a golf buggy.
It's probably the hardest vehicle to operate here. It's got foot pedals on the floor, steering pedals, so that when you're in the air, you steer with your feet, and it's got handlebars like a motorcycle. So you've got an accelerator on one side and your clutch on the other. So obviously you want to find the balance point, or at the same time you've got the right revs, plus you're working your brakes.
This stunt team has performed more than 13,005, sometimes 4 or 5 shows a day, and each one has to be as fresh as the last.
Here we get a great big applause and we're back. We get to play with the toys. We have a brand new motorcycle that we get to play on every day, American police cars that we get to drive around, big V8 cars, a little hot rod, we get to play around in that, high falls. Yeah, we get to come in here and play pretty much. It's good.
Sparkling faster, gorgeous.
The stars of Warner Brothers Movie World on Australia's Gold Coast are all the characters that you know and love from the movies.
We've got a huge morning lined up today.
Every morning, the Looney Tunes characters attend a formal opening of Main Street. The ribbon is cut, and a new day. Batman's beautiful archenemy, evildoer Poison Ivy, makes a musical entry. Lovelier than a rose, deadlier than Nightshade, and not a bad dancer. But here's some characters you'll never get to meet.
It's around here somewhere. Hold on the switch. It's around here somewhere. I know exactly where it is. It's around here somewhere. There it is. There it is. We found it. Come on. We'll show you how to get in here. This way. What are you doing over there? Come on.
And we clean it, we paint it, we fix it, we nail it, we screw all the things and repair everything and test everything. And so when the person comes here at 10 o'clock in the morning, they don't have to worry about a single thing. We've taken care of the whole day for them. We sorted that projector problem out.
The secret to a smooth day at a theme park is making sure everything works right. The Movie World maintenance team knows this. Their crack squad knows every moving part on every ride.
Yeah.
We usually work in cohorts together.
So my electronics control his hydraulics, and together we have a moving motion base. But still, once again, the electronics are most important. Hydraulics, they don't mean much.
I have to disagree with you, Mark. We're here as a team, brother.
We're like the quiet achievers. We're behind. No one really sees us. We're not in the public eye, so we're like little mice, little mice.
Today, the team is checking hydraulics on the Batman ride. It's different from a coaster ride. You sit in a pod, watching the action based on Batman the movie. You zoom over Gotham City, just like you were in Batman's Batplane. Swooping, swerving, chasing the evil Mr. Freeze in a high-tech, high-speed battle. This multi-million-dollar ride has the latest in computer-controlled technology. And if you get the eerie feeling you're being watched, well, you're right. Ride controllers are watching your every move. But don't worry. If you think you're out of control, it's all part of the plan.
The G-forces on this are set up to be around 2 G-force, and it's specifically done, it can go a lot higher, but it's been wound down a bit so people don't get too sick. And also we're able to have violent movement followed by a nice smooth area so people settle down.
Movie World's latest ride is the Scooby-Doo ride. It features the actual scary props from the Scooby-Doo movie.
I'm scared.
Sarah.
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar and the rest of the cast running through the haunted castle in the movie.
Oh, we're gonna be relics if we don't get out of here, man!
And there are the props, used to great effect in the ride. While the props are real, here's a secret. Those spooky sound effects aren't quite what they appear. Maintenance man Mark Earnshaw explains why.
This is embarrassing. One of the particular ones is a werewolf, and that was me, and a little bit... Okay, you've got to get the facial expressions here. You ready? So that was me.
There's a lot of the saddest in us. We're looking at ways of thrilling people, of taking the next step and making it far more thrilling the next time round. This is indoors, and it's not as violent as say, Lethal Weapon, which is an inverted looping coaster. Lethal Weapon appeals to about 25%, 13 up to about 25, whereas the more sedate coaster with a scary theme is far better for a market from those early years up to probably 50.
The Scooby ride is based on a Wild Mouse style of roller coaster. Each carriage is separate, unlike a coaster-style train, and the wheels are set close together, enhancing the sharp curves. Lasers, smoke, and music add to the effect. And each car is individually monitored. You don't know it, but your every scream is being heard.
You can see absolutely everything from here. This one here pretty much entails the whole of the Wild Mouse ride, so you can see all the cars zipping around there and hear all the laser lights going off.
Scooby-Doo Spooky Coaster is absolutely fantastic. They've raised the bar with this ride. It's an indoor roller coaster, utilising the haunted nature of the spooky castle from the film. And there's lots of references within the ride to the film.
Movie World employee Neil Fanning loves this ride. And so he should, because he's the Aussie behind Scooby's voice in the box office blockbuster movie Scooby-Doo.
I started here in 1991 and in the street theatre performers, and also doing the acting roles in the Police Academy stunt show, and also was working in film and television as well, doing stunts, voices and acting.
Neil was called upon to do Scooby's voice during the filming of the Scooby movie, so the actors would have something to respond to. The producers liked it so much, he got the part. Close your eyes, see what you think.
Come to Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast. Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Australia's Gold Coast, on the very tip of the Great Barrier Reef, is one of the world's top surf locations. Plenty of board riders and plenty of suntan teenagers on the beach soaking up the hot Australian sun. And the perfect place for a polar bear at SeaWorld.
It all started when one of our competitors here put in a couple of Bengal tiger cubs and completely gazumped us one Christmas when we just finished an $18 million flume ride. So we said to ourselves, what on earth can we do at SeaWorld to lift the animal interest? And I remember suggesting polar bears to our people.
When people ask me what I do, I always say I'm a polar bear entertainer. That's my job.
Carrie Haynes Lovell cares for the best actors on the Gold Coast. Meet Leah and Lutic, 2-year-old polar bear cubs who think every day is a fun day. Like any 2-year-old, they splash and dive. They're just a few 100 pounds heavier than your average toddler.
Leah and Lutic, the Russian polar bear cubs, are just fantastic. I mean, the one thing about polar bear cubs is that they play all day. They just play all day, like 8 hours solid. And we've got a huge underwater viewing area. People stand mesmerised for up to 2 hours at a time.
Warner Brothers Movie World is also linked in a unique marriage to SeaWorld, making it Australia's most varied theme park group to be based in the one city. One special ticket gets you into all the attractions in the Warner Brothers theme park family. At SeaWorld, you can see spectacular water ski shows. Ride a corkscrew coaster that will spin you inside out. See beautiful dolphin displays. And discover the best polar bear exhibit in the tropics. While Leah and Lutic's Arctic homeland can get temperatures as low as -50 degrees, at the Gold Coast, even in winter, it rarely dips below t-shirt weather. And their secret to keeping the bears cool is all in the fans.
We can chill the water down to very cold temperatures. The fog you see behind me is actually super chilled water, vapor, and it actually cools the exhibit around anywhere where it is. There's 7 different areas in the exhibit we can put it. We've got very large fans, and the fans are probably the most important thing, I believe, in the exhibit, because they lift the humidity out of here.
You might think cooling the water down to an Arctic chill is what the bears would like, but here's something you wouldn't have thought. These polar bears don't like very cold water. 50 degrees, the bears just won't go in.
They actually like warm water.
In the wild, polar bears, also known as ice and sea bears, range across the Arctic Circle searching for their favorite food, seals. They sit right on top of the food chain. Only man can threaten these huge animals. In the Arctic winter, they insulate themselves from the cold with a layer of blubber, up to 4.5 inches thick. And they are perfectly adapted for the cold, with small ears and tails to help prevent heat loss. They've even been known to cover their noses with their paws to stop the heat from escaping.
Funnily enough, the one thing that these bears don't like is berries. They don't like strawberries or blueberries or blackberries. So when we talk about nuts and berries, actually nuts and berries are not very high on their list of things they like. So, what frozen toys will we put out today? Hello, madam. Hello, madam.
Keeping bears isn't easy. The food they are given has to be interesting and challenging. So the keepers give them treats, like tubs of yogurt.
It's nice.
Or they spread peanut butter.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
They even give them cereals and fish frozen in ice. Food is scattered around the enclosure. Like in the wild, searching for and eating food becomes a social activity.
And some people actually rate these bears up with primates in intelligence. They're very clever, they're very manipulative. We spend an enormous amount of time making sure that the environment is interesting and novel for them, that we have different things for them to do, that the place smells different and looks different, because they need to have an active environment.
Leah and Lutic know whose toys are whose. And each has their favorite. Lutic's specialty is the high dive with orange buoy.
They're exactly like children. If you leave the same toy out there 2 days in a row, it's no longer novel, it's no longer interesting for them, and they lose the challenge.
At Movie World on Australia's Gold Coast, you never know when you might become part of the show. A crowd have come to see the high-octane Police Academy stunt show. But before the action comes all the laughs. It's all it takes to make a show. Movie World is all about great characters from the movies, and you can see every character in the park at their famous daily street parade. Where Batman battles the evil Mr. Freeze. Where Catwoman stalks the streets with her whip. Where Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and the whole gang fend off mischievous ghosts. And where the Looney Tunes characters get to strut their stuff. But the king of the parade is the highly unlikely shagadelic super spy, Austin Powers himself.
Let's go! Woo!
Complete with bad teeth and all.
Go, baby! Very good!
Actor Lee Schwerup is described as more Austin than Austin himself. He brings the character to life with his own bevy of beautiful babes.
Get to hang out with about 4 to 6 babes a day, so that's always good as well. Bit of accessories hanging off you, so that's great.
Oh, hello. Crikey! There you are! I've been looking all over for you, Tiger. You've been all over me like a bloody rash today. It's crazy. I've had to beat you off with a stick. Well, if you want to watch, let's swing, Tiger. Come on your bike. Let's go. Here we are. Can I ask, where are you from?
Manila.
Manila? It's Nakhala, please. It's a triple-decker Austin sandwich. Shimmy love!
This spy spoof character, which Mike Myers made famous, is an instant hit with people of all nationalities.
You have busy hands, Tiger. Get in!